Welcome to Body Hack and Build a Better You, the podcast where we unlock the secret to living a longer, healthier life and create a bloom zone in our life and within our family. I'm your host, Michaela Morell, and I'm here to provide you with the tools and knowledge to empower you to build a better you, one essential building block at a time. Last week, we talked about supplements, and today is a deeper extension for you who want to learn what combinations of essential nutrients can be beneficial or harmful. So today, we're talking about a fascinating and often overlooked topic, how some nutrients in our body actually compete with each other for absorption. It might sound strange, but certain vitamins and minerals share the same transportation system in our digestive system, which means that if you are not careful, you could be missing out on the benefits of one nutrient while overloading another. Today, we will uncover what nutrients are involved, how to avoid imbalances, and what this means for your supplement or diet choices. I want to remind you that this podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only, and as always, consult your healthcare provider if you plan to make any dietary changes. But now, it's time. Let's dive in. So let's start with the basic. What are nutrient carriers? Well, in simple terms, when you consume food or supplements, the nutrients don't just magically get absorbed into your body. They need to be transported through your digestive system to enter the bloodstream. And that is what a carrier protein come in, because they're carrying things around in your bloodstream, making sure that they arrive to their home. So these carriers help shuttle nutrients like vitamins and minerals across the gut lining and into the blood. But there's a catch. Some nutrients use the same carriers. And if they are competing, only one can be absorbed efficiently. So I want to talk a little bit about this because last episode we were talking about vitamins and minerals. So I want to give you a couple of things to look out for when you are trying to find a good vitamin routine, because a lot of people, they are hearing that vitamin C is good, vitamin D is good, vitamin K2 is good, magnesium is good. And they keep on going to the store and they're buying boxes and they're hoping that it's going to work. But then again, it's not only what is good for your body, it's also what can the body absorb and what is the consequences if you're overdosing on one vitamin or mineral and the body is not absorbing the other, the stuff you're getting through your food because you didn't count that into the calculation. So let's talk about some common nutrition peers that compete for the same carriers and what that means for your health. So if we start with iron and zinc, you might have heard about them both. And one of the most well-known example of nutrients that are having the same carrier are iron and zinc. And both of these minerals use the same transporter in the small intestine. So if you take high dosage of iron, for example, it can actually block zinc absorption and vice versa. So this is important because both iron and zinc are essential for immune function, energy, and overall health. And I don't know if you know about this, but if you're going through a traumatic experience or if you're having lots of stress levels, the two minerals that are usually you're getting empty of them so fast, you use them up very quickly, is zinc and magnesium. So if you're then taking as well a supplement with iron, maybe because you're pregnant, you may not get enough of zinc for your overall health and for your baby's health. So it's important to know that. The next one that are competing is calcium and magnesium. So calcium and magnesium are often taken together, but they can only also compete for absorption in large doses. And both minerals are critical. And calcium is for the bone health and magnesium for muscle function and nerve transmission. So if you're supplementing with high dosage of just one, it might impact absorption of the other. So, like I said, these two are something that we also need, and magnesium is something that most people are deficient in. And calcium, a lot of people are also getting like you can eat enough calcium in your diet, but if you're lacking calcium and you're not supplementing with it and you're supplementing with a lot of magnesium, the body might struggle with absorbing the calcium from the food you're eating too. And then we have copper and zinc. They also share the same carrier proteins. So, too much zinc can lead to a copper deficiency, which can cause issues like anemia and weaken immune function. And this balance is critical, especially when you're taking supplements. So, if you remember, I already talked about zinc and iron, but then also copper and zinc. They're also competing. So, can be problematic to get enough of them all if you're only supplementing with one. And then also, if you're supplementing, you have to think about the dosage. But I will be back to that afterwards. And then when we're talking about folate, the one that is competing with that is vitamin B12. They both use the same methylation pathway for absorption. So if you're consuming a lot of folate, whether through food or supplementation, it can mask a deficiency in vitamin B12, which is essential for nerve health and red blood cell formation. So when people are pregnant, for example, it can be a problem with having enough of all the essential vitamins and minerals. That is why you're usually recommended to use prenatal while you're pregnant. But I will come back more to supplementation afterwards. So now the question is, how can you avoid these nutrients to compete in a way that is making you end up with malnutrition? And how can you supplement or eat it in a way that you're having a right balance between them? So I will give you a few tips. The first one is to diversify your diet. So instead of focusing on high dosage of any nutrient, aim to get a widely variety of vitamins and minerals through whole foods. This reduces the risk of overloading on a single nutrient while neglecting others. And then also time your supplements. So if you need to take a supplement, consider timing them. For example, if you're taking both calcium and magnesium, you might want to take one in the morning and one in the night if you're taking them separately and you don't know the dosage in between. That could avoid the competition from absorbing them. But here's the tricky part. A lot of vitamins and minerals might be water soluble, and you want to make sure that you're getting them into your system all the time because they're filling different purposes in the body and have different function. Like they're helping the body function in different ways. You want to have them every single hour of the day. And if you're not having it, you may not be able to have cell star function as optimally 24/7. So, a better idea that I like is to have a very good multivitamin that you are taking a little bit of, and it needs to be balanced. It can't just be made up numbers. It cannot be just someone knowing that, oh, people need a lot of vitamin C, they need a lot of zinc, they need a lot of magnesium. Let's put it together in a multivitamin. Let's throw it on a label and let's sell it. No, it needs to be someone that have carefully calculated how much of the different nutrients that your body need and how much of the different nutrients that can compete in a way that is healthy, that you are having optimal absorption rate from it all. So I actually encourage people to use a multivitamin that is really balanced compared to just going and trying to figure it all out by yourself and trying to do some in the morning, some in the night. It's actually more beneficial to have a very good quality of multivitamin. And then also pair nutrients that work together. So if you would like to do it by yourself, there are some nutrients that actually work better together. For example, vitamin D enhances calcium absorption, while vitamin C helps with iron absorption from plant-based foods. So that is something that a lot of you guys know already, that if you're having iron deficiency and you're taking extra iron supplementation or you're eating a liver or more meat, you need vitamin C for it. So it's good to have an orange with your meal, for example. Vitamin D, it does enhance calcium absorption, but if you're having too much calcium in your blood, you may be lacking K2. I already done a podcast about that in the vitamin D episode. So you can just search for a vitamin D and you'll find that one. I can link it in the show notes if you want to find it. Okay, so let's zoom out a little bit. Let's look at the bigger picture. So at the end of the day, our body are complex systems and nutrient balance is key. While it's easy to get focused on one specific vitamin or mineral, it's important to remember that too much of one thing can actually negatively affect the absorption of another. So before reaching for a high dose supplement, consider the bigger picture and consult with a health professional for guidance. Well, that is it for today's episode. I hope that this helps shed some light on how your body absorbs nutrients and how you can make smarter decisions about your diet and supplementation routine. If you enjoyed this episode or learned something new today, make sure to subscribe, share, and leave a review. And as always, stay curious and take care of your health. Bye-bye. Hey guys, if you enjoyed today's episode, I encourage you to do one thing for me. Think of one person you want to share this podcast with and copy the link and send it right away. Thanks for playing an important role in the Blue Zone community. And if you want to keep on building a better you, one essential building block at a time, hit that subscribe button. See you in the next episode.